like you said, we have a breaking update for our viewers. Aside from the one SDRF helicopter we just saw, 2 Cheetah helicopters have also been deployed by the Indian Air Force for rescue and relief operations in the Uttarkashi area. All of the fleets of choppers, all of the other fleets of choppers have been put on standby for any other requirement. This is an official release by the Indian Air Force. So the Indian Air Force has jumped into action. 2 Cheetah helicopters have been deployed already. That tells us that at least a total of 3 helicopters have set off towards the Draupadi mountain in the Garhwal Himalayas, where these mountaineers are feared to be trapped. They are trainees of the Nehru Mountaineering School. 2 of the helicopters are Cheetah helicopters, and one of them is an SDRF helicopter. And the latest information that is coming in is that the Indian Air Force has begun its operations. Also, Suesha, it's very important to note that there appeared to be the potential of deploying more helicopters also, because all the choppers in the area have been put on standby for requirement and for use by the Indian Air Force in assisting with these rescue operations.
Absolutely. All right, we also have an environmentalist now joining us on the phone line. Mr. Anil, if you can hear me, give us details of the kind of challenges that the rescue teams here could be facing, because we understand the various sides of how the government is aware that this particular region is susceptible to avalanches, and especially of the kind of incidents that have been occurring for the past few days. But now that 28 mountaineers are stuck under the snow, how exactly would it be for the rescue teams to go about?
Well, the only thing one really needs to understand that everything is not being on time. Normally, we have the snowfall at the time when the winter begin, and at least at the time when November, December are the months. And that same snow become the glacier within 2-3 months. Now, the whole thing is, in fact, this is again a snowfall that came before the time. And if you remember the last time when in rainy, similar avalanche came, it came at the time of February. In fact, this is a climate shift and change kind of a thing. And it is all because of the global warming and global change. You must have seen that we had the rains in October. And what does it mean? The rain was the kind of a rain which you normally receive sometime in July. It is, as a fact, this is because of the climate change, climate shift. We have late rains, and especially this snowfall came at a time when it was not supposed to be. Only snowfall becomes good when it's November, December, and it takes time, and it becomes glacier. At the end of the season, when the snowfall comes, it again become an avalanche, and it came also before the time. And plus the factor is that the temperature, which unfortunately is not one which is supposed to be now. So that is all the reason that avalanches will come. The only thing is that we are really supposed to be very serious about the issue, and we cannot take everything so lightly. And that is the reason I am doing this currently, a cycle march from Pragati to Prakriti, from Mumbai to Uttarakhand, and undertaking this march just to aware the people that it is ultimately the lifestyle that we have are causing all things of this time. I think it is a collective, we will have to be very serious about the nature.
But also, Mr. Joshi, of course, understanding that these are mountaineers, but they are trainee mountaineers. So there is still, really still grasping the ropes of knowing the tricks of mountaineering, especially in such regions, because this is a height of 13,000 feet that we are talking about. And given the weather conditions...
in the given circumstances...
Yes, sir. Make your point, please.
We should not allow the mountaineering kind of a thing, because the given circumstances, everybody knows what is all happening in the mountain now. See, the mountain are now became more fragile. What it was 10 years ago, They are more fragile, more susceptible and prone to this kind of things. So I think the government and everybody, I believe, have to be very careful about it.
Absolutely. Everyone does have to be very careful. And this is a point of secondary debate on whether this climb should have been allowed in the first place. But for the moment, the entire focus on the rescue operations that are underway. Thank you, Dr. Joshi, for speaking to Republic. Ankit, if I can come back to you on the very point that as far as the latest in the rescue operations are concerned, it's also being reported that approximately 5 SDRF teams have already left. Like we were talking, that 3 choppers are doing the recce of the entire region. You had also told us about the Indian Air Force statement that had been put out, and how 2 Cheetah helicopters have also been deployed in this entire region by the Indian Air Force to conduct the rescue and relief operations. We understand that the Defence Minister is watching very closely and exactly in touch with Chief Minister Dhami. Full priority being given to this rescue operations to be able to pull out as many mountaineers as possible, but very well a chance of casualties as well. Nothing confirmed on that front, and we are hoping everyone is safe, but there could be casualties as well.
Most definitely, Suesha, that is the hope. One piece of good information we have that will bring a little bit of relief is the fact that we are being told that 8 mountaineering trainees have been rescued. There appear to be 21 who are still trapped. This is a bulletin that is coming from the District Disaster Management Center of Uttarkashi. So that is the one ray of hope that we have, which is that 8 mountaineering trainees appear to have been rescued already. They are not exactly sure about the number that remain. They say 21 is an estimate figure, and so we'll really have to wait to find out what more they can tell us. But if 8 are rescued, then at least that signals that they are in the vicinity of where the others could have been trapped, and so that will aid in getting the help to them faster. Like you've been telling us, there have now been a number of choppers that have been deployed both by the State Disaster Response Force and the Indian Air Force. In fact, one of the first things the Chief Minister did in his tweet, he writes that they have asked the army for help. So he also reached out to the defense forces because they operate in that area and they have the right equipment that is used to move and reach these altitudes, these high Himalayan peaks in the Garhwal Himalayas. And so the fact that all the authorities have been brought in and have jumped into action bodes well, but we'll have to wait and watch how it goes. For the moment, Suesha, we can tell our viewers that 21 is the number of mountaineering trainees that they believe are still trapped there. 8 of them have been rescued so far. We have counted a number of Cheetah helicopters as well as SDRF helicopters that have been set into motion, that are on their way there. Apart from that, the IAF has also ordered all of the available helicopters in that area to be on standby in case any help is needed. This is the Draupadi Ka Danda peak in the Garhwal Himalayas in Uttarakhand. It is a 5,700 meter tall peak that is routinely visited by mountaineers. This time it happened to be struck by an avalanche. We have seen avalanches take place just this week in Uttarakhand, and then going back in time in the last 2 years, there have been some debilitating avalanches there as well.